Hello, everyone. For those of you who don't know my name, I'm Jon Meyer. I'm a graduate of Gonzaga University, and I've been freelance writing in the Seattle area for about 4 years now. What you're about to watch and hopefully continue to consume for the next couple of months and then on is the reading of my travel memoir about South America entitled Gringo. What I'm hoping to get out of this, of course, is a book deal, or at least hopefully to see my book in print. And Anthony Bourdain's job would be nice should he ever retire, or maybe my own show on the Travel Channel. Really, I'll take anything. So welcome. And as far as consumption goes of this, I think it might actually be better to listen to, as you really don't want to stare at my face for 10 minutes at a time. So I suggest doing this or listening to this while cooking or driving. In the meantime, though, throughout these I will try to put some photos in to hopefully, considering my adjectives aren't the best sometimes, be a little bit better descriptors of what was happening down there. So in the next 360 pages I have a list of things that you might come to expect, or hopefully that will keep you sticking around. So they are as follows. I have one of these books, so you know I'm really interesting. Okay, machetes, language struggles, robberies, friendship, extortion, beaches, fears conquered, new fears realized, police stations, the improbable Machu Picchu, cocaine, black markets, fruitarians, staph infections, discos, voluntourism, politics, soccer, missing flights, snorkeling around islands, and the best 4th of July of my life. Like I said, hopefully I'm going to try to find a rhythm with these things. 2-3 days. Still have to work here and then. But if you enjoy them, I hope you spread them. Spread them to the appropriate people. People that might be able to get this on a larger scale, be able to share it. Because I hope some of these stories do educate and help those who might be trying to travel through South America and let them know what they might expect. So let's get it. The slamming of my apartment door invites a new batch of tears that have been waiting release since Megan passed an envelope to me moments ago inside my bedroom. A bedroom that is no more mine. With embarrassment, I pull my hat down even further to hide such emotions, but bumbling shoulders give me away. Jeff and Andy, roommates of mine for the last 8 months, carry a specific burden of mine in the form of backpacks, while I still get to bear the grandest one of them all, a simple question. Why am I doing this again? Jeff, a friend for the last 8 years, descends behind me with Emily, Andy's girlfriend. While pacing us down the stairs, Megan turns to me, her darkening chestnut hair swiveling away from her face, and asks if I'm okay. Lacking the ability to reply, I look away, not wanting to erupt fresh tears. Gazing into her face would only be an act of masochism, especially after how good today was. Especially after how bad the last 3 weeks were. The air inside our building is comfortably warm for early January, with the sun fitting its way through the skylight. The smell of dusty dry cleaning equipment emitting from the old building's spare rooms is a bit more muted than usual, even with the soot particles dancing in the afternoon light. The old stairs creak and echo with our steps, creating a clomping rhythm until we finally step outside onto First Avenue. Across the street is Megan's father's white Dodge quad cab. Two things make the truck stand out. First, it's a huge truck parked in the middle of downtown Seattle, and second, there's a girl not wearing cowboy boots and a hat driving it. It works perfectly well for the task that it has been borrowed for, though. the transportation of 5 people and the luggage of 1 to the airport. Bags are thrown in the back, and I join Megan up front while the others climb in the rear. Conversation, sparse as the mood, is touchy at best. The radio is low in the anticipation of banter, but the void is not filled. We accelerate onto Highway 99, heading south towards SeaTac Airport with the Olympic Mountains and Puget Sound saying goodbye on the right. It's a beautiful day. Canary yellow skies cut against the cold blue water of Elliott Bay. Why can't it be a cloudy day? On a cloudy day I'm able to say good riddance, or I never liked rain anyways, or you're dead to me, Seattle, and effeminately flick my wrist. But on a day like this, all I want to do is go outside and enjoy. Instead, I voluntarily got into a vehicle that is taking me to an airport where I will voluntarily walk onto a plane that will take me to another airport where I will voluntarily walk onto another plane that will take me out of the country for an indefinite amount of time. Jeff tries and does lighten the mood with some Top Chef talk, the one show that brings the 5 of us together in one room each Wednesday. My sad love of Top Chef so distracts me that my sobbing momentarily stops, and I'm able to address the backseat passengers with no preoccupation. This now lightened mood lasts the final 10 minutes to SeaTac. Arrivals, Alaska Airlines. Megan makes all the right turns, all the right moves, except for the one where she's supposed to speed away from the terminal, wildly exclaiming that she can't let me leave, demanding to know how I could abandon the incredible life that I've built for myself in Seattle. Instead, the Dodge eases next to the curb until suddenly jerking to a stop. Megan never was much of a breaker. The head bob caused by our arrival has slipped me back into the moment, and I exit the truck to retrieve the many pieces of fabric stitched together that will be carrying all the items and clothing that I felt important enough to make the journey. Request for us not to smoke within 15 feet of the entrance resonates repeatedly in a robotic tone. Without the gate down, I struggle to lift the heavy brown and gold REI backpack from the bed of the truck and drop it in the middle of the now formed half circle made up of the people that I have been lucky to see nearly every day over the past 5 months. Emily is first. Her height puts her head in my chest, but even muffled I hear her say, "I'll be praying for you. Can't hurt." Annie is next and gives a nice, "It's been awesome living with you. See you when you're back." I never knew I would grow to like Annie so much. Those first nights in the apartment without cable, watching local news broadcasts, brought us together quickly. Jeff, my friend since freshman year of college, absorbs my hug with his wide 6'2" frame while his shirt takes on my tears. My body convulses in random spurts. The hug feels good. Jeff, voicing exactly what I need to hear, says, "You are going to have such a good time. This is the hardest part." And I hold on to him for even longer. Easily the most important, unfunny, heterosexual male hug of my life. I leave Jeff only to barely look at Megan out of embarrassment for the scene I have caused. She gives me emotion for the first time in 3 weeks, what I'll take as a sort of admission. We share a tear-soaked kiss, and I inform her that she'll have her own letter written by night's end. Since in tomorrow's mail, shaking my head, shamefully at the melodrama. I can't believe it's actually authentic. Picking up my backpacks, I head straight for the entrance, allowing a soft fuck to leak all the way from my brain to my mouth without caution of others around. The others with their simple goodbyes, the others with their 3-day jaunts to Vegas. How could anything be as important as me and what I'm going through right now? At the counter, I'm such a mess I can't remember where I'm flying to. "Well, what's your name, sir?" Jonathan. I'm going to Panama if that helps." Feeling confident after recalling my name, I pull the skin off my cheekbones to help dry out my eyes. "Yes, it does. Panama flights out of the U.S. usually leave from Houston. Does that sound right?" "Yeah, Texas. Great. So am I ready to go?" "No, not yet, sir." Hushed, talking to herself. "Okay, so Meyer to Panama." While waiting for her conclusions, I observe the people in line who are looking at me like I just did a gopher hill of cocaine due to the redness in my eyes. Am I not allowed to be sad? You with the guy with the carry-on? Where are you going? Why aren't you crying? Aren't you saying goodbye to people that you... There you are, Mr. Meyer. Flying from Seattle to Dallas, Fort Worth. That's interesting. Processing finished, I stuffed my flimsy boarding pass along with my stiff new passport into the left pocket of my blue Adidas warm-up pants, the only way to travel, and watched my backpack be handled for the first time by a stranger on the trip. Bag duties completed. My mind is left to wander again as I do the same to my assigned terminal. And what becomes a theme until finally arriving in Panama, any empty-minded moment is filled with the backflashes of hugs in my inner circle and regrets of not kissing Megan longer. The sad sum of these thoughts are more and more leaked tears. Friday, January 2nd of 2009, isn't the busiest flying day of the year by any means. The Alaska terminal is housing the average amount of travelers. An accelerated brain activity brings me out of the fog. I call my mother to say one final farewell before boarding. 2 weeks ago, our last in person was rushed and frustrating as I had been called in for a lunch shift that apparently had not been covered as expected. You guessed it, I cried, but only after she started. My row is called and I half-heartedly offer my boarding pass to the smiling woman at the podium, wondering what would happen if I quickly pulled it back to elude her attempt. I give in. She places my pass under a red light that tells her, his name is Jon Meyer. He has purchased a seat on this plane. His favorite color is a blue somewhere close to purple. Look at him. He's been bawling. Better seem him away from as many people as possible. This could get awkward. I'm sure she tried to oblige our friend the barcode machine, but once I'm located in my window seat, the row fills with a father-son combo. The boy's brown bangs are cut straight across, hanging low enough to hide his eyes when dipping his head to concentrate on his PSP. When not playing, he asks his father why the gentleman sitting next to him is so sad. The father, looking more and more like Hurley from Lost, is luckily too smart to actually strike up a conversation, and tells his boy to keep playing his game. This happens multiple times as I continue to have regular outbursts, attempting to shield each occasion with long gazes out my window at the ever-darkening horizon. Luckily, I'm not the only one in the pits as the requisite crying child is a few rows back, trying to match me. I wonder what he's going through. As the flight plateaus and settles, so do I. Reaching into my day pack, I pull out the envelope Megan handed me back in the apartment. I wanted to say I need you, and I'm counting the days until you get back. And of course, I will never have another lover like you. But it doesn't deliver. It's cheeky, cute, and lacks any insight at all into how Megan's really feeling. So a pretty standard issue when it comes to our relationship. Even worse, the final line. I hope you find what you're looking for. Stock. She's better than a stock line. Could I have possibly dated a girl who wrote that line to her ex-boyfriend, now that I'm in the air and we have officially ended? Who is leaving the country for an unknown amount of time? Like watching a friend walk out of a bar with the girl he had been eyeing all night. I can only shake my head and smile. I'm not mad, happy, nor indifferent. I just wanted it to be more. For Megan, though, it's now obvious more wasn't possible. A notion I knew but never wanted to admit. His favorite color is a blue somewhere between... Oof, God. His favorite color is a... Jesus.